Hi. So today we're gonna do a makeup and story time, and well, this morning has been quite crazy. A lot of things happened and I'm really excited to share with you, but let's just talk about makeup first, the kind of look that I'm going for. I'm actually going for a very natural look today, nothing too crazy. So I'm going to show you all the products that I use. Don't mind my mummy bag over here. Yes, it is my mummy bag. Now it's a new way of life, being a mum, but yeah. Let me just share with you what happened today, this morning. It was not easy, and we're talking about saving a life over here. So if you're interested, please keep watching. Alright, so on my face I have my toner and moisturizer ready. So today we're going to talk about a really important topic, which is about saving lives. I think it's something that we generally don't really talk about from time to time, but I think it's important that we do. So I'm going to start off with the Perfect Diary Beauty Cushion Foundation. I just got this off of Shopee. It looked good. And I'm going to use the Perfect Diary Beauty Concealer as well. There were a lot of good reviews, so I decided to try it, and so far I've been loving it. I'm gonna just put the concealer everywhere. What happened this morning was a good reminder to all of us that you and I can make a difference in this world. I'm running some errands today, the usual shebangs for the baby, and one of my neighbors here, where the dance studio is at, texted and said, you know, there's this guy on the floor. And so, you know, I just went for a CPR course, and you know, if you haven't gone for a CPR course, it's definitely how I would recommend it. I was like, okay, is this guy okay? Is he conscious and stuff like that? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish this errand and I'm gonna head over. But you know, everyone was saying that basically he's a drunk and he was probably drinking, and he's drinking too much and he's just on the floor. I came back to the studio with dear Tiger. Tiger is my dog. And I dropped it off in the studio. I had some customers renting the dance studio. You know, they were preparing for a dance competition. And I said, okay, you know, I'm going to grab a bottle of water. I'm going to get 100 plus an isotonic drink, you know, because, you know, if you're hungover, you're just very dehydrated. And I'm going to check on this guy. So when I checked on this guy, he was actually lying down and he was just next to a vending machine, flat out on the floor. He was kind of on like flat and on the side, you know. So with my CPR training, I basically said, sir, are you okay? I said, hey, are you okay? Are you alright? Like, can you hear me? I wasn't getting much of a response. But I knew that he was breathing. So as part of my training, I was like, okay, you know, at least he's breathing. And you know, when I was asking questions like, are you okay? Are you drunk? Are you hungover? Are you having a headache? You know, do you need more help? Can you grab a drink? You know, there was always like a really like small nod or a really small like no. So I thought that was still a good response, right? Having a response is better than no response at all. I had the drinks with me and I really wanted him to stay hydrated. I thought that it would be a good idea to get him hydrated, to get him to drink something. I said, hey, can you get up? Can you sit up? And he was like, he just did a small no. And I'm like, okay. So I decided to call my husband, Ash. And because, you know, I really wanted to check what to do and I wasn't sure because, you know, he was breathing and he was responding, but I didn't really know what to do. So then Ash didn't pick up my call because he was seeing patients in the clinic, in the chiropractic clinic. And I was like, okay, so I'm on my own. So when I was trying to call Ash, he actually opened his eyes once and then he closed it back. And I was like, okay, what should I do? So after I put down the phone, I really wanted him to drink water. I don't know why I really wanted him to drink water. I really wanted him to get some fluids in. Because I was thinking, you know, if you're so hungover, you kind of need fluids, you know. So what I wanted to do was, I grabbed the cold water. By the way, this is isopropyl alcohol. I use this to sanitize all the makeup. Okay, well, if you want to know how I do that, you can drop it down in the comment below as well. But yes, anyway, I grabbed a bottle of water that was cold, straight out of the fridge, and I put it in his hand, hoping that he would take the bottle and drink the water. But what happened was, when I put the cold water in his hand, he suddenly opened his eyes, and he was just like looking everywhere. And I was like, oh my god, did I just shock him? I just used the cold water to shock him to wake up. to just shock him, to wake him up, and I was like, oh, I hope that's okay. I don't know. I was like, I hope that's okay. I just wanted him to drink water. Once he woke up, I asked him, are you okay? Are you okay? You know, do you need anything? What are you feeling? Are you having a headache, a migraine? Because I was assuming that he was drunk. And just hungover. So he was like, no, I've got no headache, I've got no migraine. And the first thing he asked was, what time is it? And I thought that was funny because I thought the first question was going to be, where am I? Right? That was what I thought. He was like, what time is it? And I was like, okay, it's 12:28 p.m. Basically, he was very shy about being out in the public. I don't know why. And he was like, you know, oh, there's so many people walking around here. And like, I said, do you know where you are? Do you remember what happened last night? Like how you got here? Were you on the floor? And do you remember anything, basically? At first, he was in a daze. He really wasn't telling me much. I said, alright, it's okay. Why don't you just drink some water, and I want you to stay hydrated. That's what I said. I want you to stay hydrated. I want you to tell me if anywhere you're in pain anywhere. Then, the next thing I decided to ask was, is anything stolen? I have no idea why. It wasn't part of the CPR training. But I wanted to check because the whole time he was just holding onto his phone, and I was like, okay, is anything stolen? And he checked and he was like, and I was like, okay, I see a bulge in the back pocket. Is it your wallet? And no. And I was like, okay. And he was like, no, that's not my wallet. Those are my cigarettes. And I was like, okay. So I was like, where's your wallet? He didn't know where his wallet was. So I was like, okay, don't know where your wallet is. That's fine. And I said, okay. And he asked me he kept asking me what time it was. And I thought it was weird. So I was saying, okay, is there anywhere you need to go at a certain time? Why do you keep asking me what time it is? He was like, yes, I need to be somewhere at 2 o'clock. Okay, I'm not gonna reveal too much details about this person, but basically he needed to be somewhere at a certain time, and if not, he would be getting into a lot of trouble. Alright? And I'm talking about legally a lot of trouble. I was like, okay, your phone has no battery. Do you need to call anyone? Do you need my phone to call anyone? And the answer was no. He didn't know who to call. So I said, alright, what can I do for you now? And stuff like that. Long story short, we actually decided to come over to my dance studio because we were along Macpherson Road in Singapore. And when he came over to the dance studio, he was actually really grateful. So he was saying that, you saved me. And he looked at me and he just said once, and he was still a little bit of a daze, but he just looked at me and he said, you saved me. You just saved me. And I was like, I didn't know what it meant, right? And I was like, I don't know. I just thought that he shouldn't be lying there, you know. And he was like, you know, why are you so kind? Why do you do this? And I said, well, I can't just let you lie there, right? Like, that's not right. And I didn't know whether he was okay. That was the main thing. So, fast forward. The company phone is ringing outside. I need to go pick up the call, but yes, I need to finish my makeup. Very important. Yeah, so it was a really long morning. He came into studio and he was like, you know, where am I? And I said, okay, you're in my dance studio. And I said, do you remember what happened last night? So basically, he was out drinking with his friends and something about them fighting over a girl. And I think his friends left and something like that. And basically, my point is that he wasn't drunk and he fell asleep there. He was actually very sober when he left, but he fell, he hit his head, and he became unconscious. I was actually quite surprised because based on what I was told, this guy was a drunk, right? But the funny thing is, now that I recall and I think back, I didn't actually smell like a really pungent alcohol, like a strong alcohol smell. Like, I know, because I've been there, I've done that. So I didn't smell any like strong pungent alcohol smell. And I thought that was weird because, you know, a really drunk guy would have that kind of smell, right? Like, or even if I'm drunk, like, you know, I would have a really pungent smell, but that wasn't for him. Okay, I've just done my brows, and right now I'm using the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly as my eyeshadow base. Don't mind this little brow sticking out here. I'm actually lasering them to get them off and redoing my brows, so it's gotta be them today. Basically, when he was in the dance studio, I then asked him, are you okay, dogs? Because Tiger's here. And I didn't want to leave Tiger alone in the room. And I asked him, are you okay, dogs? He said yes. And Tiger was out playing and didn't care about the world and what's happening. Tiger was just happy. perfect, very nice, and Sandra was wonderful as always. I was trying to understand what happened, how he got there, and where he's going from here. Alright, now I'm using the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in Stone Street 16. So, just gonna do my nails bridge, make my nails pop. After he shared about the drinking session last night, basically said he needed to be somewhere, if not he'll get in trouble with the law. So I'm not going to share all the details because I think it's quite personal. All I can say is that he was really thankful because if he had not been there, he'll be in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. After which, I actually ordered him a car, a Grab in Singapore, which is like an Uber. And I sent him over to wherever his destination is. Not gonna reveal that. And before he went off, he was very thankful. And he took a picture of studio because he wanted to remember. I mean, he was feeling a lot better after drinking a lot of things, after drinking the water and 100 plus, and then he left. So the interesting thing is, when he left, or just as he left, rather, I started to think about what he meant by "you saved my life," right? And at first I was thinking, you know, is it because I didn't leave him there? Or why would he say something like that, you know, because it's a really big thing to say. And that's when I reflected and said, okay, it's because if he wasn't there at his appointment, he would be in a lot of trouble with the law, and that would be, you know, a big change in life that you cannot erase. So I'm gonna use the In-Stain Blusher by The Balm. I'm loving this. So I have no idea what color this is. Fall for this blush. Beauty. And I'm using the Real Techniques blush brush and just patting some on before I go on to the eyes, which are mainly gonna be lashes, really. Carrying on. I'm just cutting my lashes into 3 strips. This I actually learned from Pony Syndrome, and it makes a lot of difference because it makes the lashes so much easier to put on, and I've been loving it. So I just grab 1 strip of lash and I cut them into 3 pieces. You will see the difference later. So I pop them on. Alright, I've just popped my lashes on, and I feel like they're not very even because I don't have my mirror today. I don't know where I put it, but by the way, do you like my pink bank job? It's nice, right? Just got RGB lights, so it's kind of cute, and like my lashes are sticking because the eyelash glue is up. Anyways, back to it. Oh, by the way, I'm using the Acute House drawing eyebrow to just kind of do a little wingy thing for the eyes. I'll go over it in black in a bit. Just drawing the bottom of the eye. I like to do like the bottom half of the eye. And then I use the same one to draw the eye bags at the bottom of the eye here. So I have a bigger eye bag look. Just makes the eyes look a lot bigger. There. Going to grab the Kat Von D tattoo Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I'm just gonna create my wing to be a little bit darker. That's gonna be it today. I'm wearing the Maybelline Falsies. I'm grabbing the Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift. This is a waterproof mascara, and the only mascaras I use are waterproof mascaras because if I cry, I don't want it smudged. Here, does it look fine? Okay, I'm probably gonna do some mascara on the lashes, the falsies as well, just to make them a little bit more booms. So, moving on. As I was actually reflecting on it, I actually called my CPR instructor, Jeremy Nonis. Shout out to you, from the Red Cross, and he was my main instructor when I took the CPR course with Ash, my husband. By the way, I'm using the Powder Rouge by Acute House in, I don't know what color because it's faded. But yes, I have like a whole range of them. Love them. Especially love this color. So I called Jeremy, my CPR instructor from Red Cross. I was telling him about what happened and asking him about it. All in all, he basically said, well done. Okay, I know my lips look like trash now, but I promise you it's gonna look fab in a bit. I'm gonna overline it, and I like to use my fingers. And you could also use a brush. Okay, let's use a brush today. Yeah, so he basically said, you know, well done, because it was the first attempt to really try and help someone. I'm doing like the TikTok overlying your lips thing by closing your lips, so I kind of like that trick. Oh yeah, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked 3 brush. No idea what brush this is, but this is usually how I overline. More. So yeah, I called him and I said, okay, look, this is what happened, and would you like to hear about it, and you know, perhaps tell me what could have been done better? And yeah, basically he was really encouraging, and he said, you know, very good try. It's the first time, you know, doing something like that, so very good job. But here's the thing, and here's my message to every one of you guys who's watching this today, because the main thing, the main takeaway from everything you've learned today would be, if you see someone unconscious, or rather Jeremy told me that if you see someone unconscious and you know, the moment you try and talk to him, there's not much of a response and stuff like that, what you need to do is you actually need to call 995 or call for the ambulance in whichever country that you are, and let them do the job. Because while for this case, the cold water did shock him to wake him up, but it doesn't always happen that way, you know. So from what I understood was that if that person were in a more dire situation, it would have been a lot better if you had just called 995 in Singapore or whatever the ambulance number is in your country, and let them do their job, and let the ambulance come so that they have all the proper equipment to make sure that the person can be rescued if it's a more dire situation, especially if it's a heart attack, cardiac arrest and stuff like that, because the thing is, you never know. My main thing today is, you know, sometimes it's so easy to judge a person and say like, okay, this person is drunk or stuff like that. The thing is, you really never know. And in this case for him, he wasn't actually drunk. He fell and he hit his head, or he became unconscious after he fell, and you know, it's not a fun thing for anyone to experience. And you know, imagine if they just left him there, he would have gotten into trouble with the law a lot worse, and I don't think that's fun at all. Okay, before talking any further, I want to cover up my bald spot over here, and I've been trying to think of like how to cover up, and I think the best way is to use the brown mascara. I like to use the brown mascara because it has like this nice little wand. Focus, little wand over here, so it can create nice lines. So I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna just like brush them through and touch the skin, so it looks very nice, and it looks a lot more natural as well. There, can you see the difference? I'm gonna just run it through. Same thing for the other side. So yeah, I mean, the main takeaway today I would say is, you know, you really never know who needs help and why they need help. But main thing is, if you see someone on the floor lying unconscious, and if you try to wake them up and they're not waking up, call the ambulance, okay? Because the thing is, you want to make sure that when you see someone, you don't just walk past the person and just not do anything, because you know, if I had done that today, this guy's life would be in a much dire state. So I'm just glad that I came across him, and a big shout out to him. I wish you all the best in this life. I really hope that the next time if you see something like that, that you would really make the effort and stop by and help the person. Just gonna tie my hair up in a high pony. It looks cute. Just find it so funny because like my entire body changed so much after giving birth to baby Noel. And I love my baby. I love my baby. I love him so much. Ouch. Oh. Okay. Oh my god, I'm loving this hair tie. It's so tight, and it's like the best hair tie ever. And I'm gonna bring this in to put them in store so that everyone, dancers or not, can have access to this amazing hair tie. Look at how much of an oomph it gives. And this is just one hair tie, yeah? You don't have to use like two or something. I love it. I love it. Okay, ooh, look at that, yes. Okay, I'm going to pull some side bangs out. Yeah, this side too. Pull some hair out, and yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna link down below the CPR course that I took in Red Cross, and of course I just went for one of the simpler courses. I didn't go for the more complicated ones, but they definitely have a lot more courses that you could go for. And yeah, definitely go for that because I think it makes a difference and you can save lives. So that's so amazing. By saving a life, you're changing a person's life. You know, it makes the world a much better place. So please do. And yeah, if you're going to Red Cross in Singapore, look for Jeremy Nonis because he's amazing. I learned so much from him. Love it. All I can say is that if you ever see anyone unconscious, lying on the floor, as per Jeremy's advice, please call the ambulance, alright? Don't hesitate, especially, you know, I mean, if you've gone through the CPR course, sure, there are some measures that you could take. Like, for instance, in the CPR course, I learned how to use an AED and how to do a proper CPR using the hands. And, you know, the counting is at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and stuff like that. So I think that makes a lot of a difference. So if you would like to, I would strongly suggest that you go take the course as well. Go check out Red Cross Singapore or in whichever country that you are. Please go for a CPR course. It makes a difference, and I'm really happy that I crossed paths with the guy today, and yeah, hopefully this make a difference in his life. I wish him all the best. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today. If you've enjoyed yourself, don't forget to like and subscribe below, and I'll definitely see you again next time. Take care, stay safe, and stay beautiful wherever you are. And hey, I need to remind myself and remind you that you are beautiful however you are. Like, currently, right now, this is the biggest size I've ever been. You can see all my arm fits, but I need to love myself because I just gave birth to a beautiful boy. Love you. Take care, stay safe. Like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll see you again next week. Take care, stay safe. Bye.